Hello, my friends. Welcome, welcome. We are here today streaming on Twitch to talk a little bit about all the changes that are going on with not only my personal content, but with Decked Out and Veggies and everybody's. There's been quite a bit of confusion over the last few days because we have transitioned some channels to change the name and all of those things, and there's a lot of confusion. So my Twitch and my Instagram got changed over to the Decked Out. The reason for that is my Twitch has the higher monetization contract. So I've been streaming since the dawn of time. So I have a nicer contract with Twitch than what you could get if you were even to be a new partner now. Even if you were to attain partner, you wouldn't have as good of a contract as what I have. So it didn't make sense for Decked Out to start from the ground up, fight and claw and earn partner to then still get less. My Instagram turned into the Decked Out Instagram because similarly, Decked Out wouldn't have been able to monetize anything on Instagram. So Veggie moved his shorts off of his Instagram onto mine, and we changed the name of it. And then on the other side, Veggie's TikTok, it has the best monetization. So we deleted the Decked Out TikTok. I will stop posting on my TikTok, and we're going to make things as a team. That's all going on to Veggie's channel. Those are the only channel changes. Discord or Twitch. Yeah, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok, right? So you won't be able to find Veggie's TikTok or my Instagram for those reasons. If you guys had any questions about it, it just made the most sense logistically and for the business. Now, why are we making this change specifically? Not including the new content. Why are we changing our platforms for our current content? So individually, we're all making content, and it is tough. It's tough to promote and manage and talk to sponsors and produce content and edit content and everything that goes into running a channel and producing as much as you need to make it successful. However, if everybody puts in as much work doing specific things, especially if it's the specific things they're good at or they enjoy doing, it ends up being less work overall. So in order for each person to manage their own content, it's not less work than managing just my content, but it is less work overall than the amount of hours everybody manages their own, right? If that makes some sense. So now I can manage all of the content, and it saves, let's say each of us were independently spending 5 hours a week. So there's 4 people on the team, so 20 hours of management time. I'm probably able to do it in like 10 to 15. So it's still more, but it's saving overall the team a collective 5 to 10 hours that we can use to put into other stuff. So we're hoping to put more effort into creating stronger, better, more content. Now, what does that look like? We have already aired some new stuff on the channel, on the Decked Out YouTube channel. We have Lore with Eggs. That is a new lore every 2-week episode that started airing 4 weeks ago. So we're really excited about that. There's a new podcast that we've already aired 2 episodes. Today was the second one. It's called Good Time Boys. The main hosts are Veggie, Joe Cherries, and Malltown. And it'll have a rotating cast with me and Airball and Nature Boy and potentially like Zbex, depending on people's specialties. So it is the 3 of them primarily, but the entire Decked Out team could be featured on that podcast when relevant, or when someone's sick or needs to be filled in for. Also, our Twitch channel. We're going to be streaming every single day, 6 hours a day. And you guys know I've been streaming for a long time. I found out that I've been streaming over 13,000 hours of live content here on this channel. More than. It also doesn't, include any time where you're under 15 concurrent. It doesn't, yeah. So I've probably streamed over 14,000 hours. I've been having a lot of, it's been very difficult to keep up and to stream. So I'm hoping to streamline the work that I'm doing for Decked Out, so that should be easier. It'll allow me more time to stream, but that's still not anywhere near what I used to be doing. If I can get 20 hours in a week, I'll be very happy. Realistically, it's going to be more like 10 to 15, which is not enough to make a successful stream. So with our 4 powers combined, we're hoping to bring you guys a minimum of 6 hours per day here on Twitch, 7 days a week. Our time frame is going to be between 2 and 8 p.m. And we can start early if we're feeling it, or we can go late if we're feeling it, or if there's something special, like our very first stream will start on the 4th, and that is going to be our first scheduled stream where the everyday thing starts. Is going to be 12 hours because that is the Final Fantasy early access. So Veggie's going to start several hours early and I'm going to go several hours late. And then we'll just go from there. You know, if we're having a good time, if we got a big raid, it'll be up to the individual streamer whether or not they continue. But you can always guarantee 2 to 8 p.m. PST, assuming all is well. And we can cover for each other if someone's sick, if someone's out of town. We can shift those times or those days around. Hopefully each week we'll have a graphic that we'll post in the Discord and on socials. You'll always know who's streaming what and when. So then you can tune in for just the content you like. Yeah, it is a huge commitment, Christmas, absolutely. Mark doesn't tweet, and Yanks, thank you for those subs. What else is new? We talked about the main channel and the stream. Now let's talk about the other 2 channels that are on YouTube that we're starting. We have a Vods channel where you'll see most of the Twitch content. Here it'll be sort of edited down a little bit, nothing too crazy, but it'll be like sort of specific to a game. So for today, this VOD will be separate from when we play Final Fantasy IX later, and those will be aired separately so that way people can click and choose which VODs they want to watch without needing to, you know, comb through an entire stream, because they can be very long. There's also going to be a variety channel where we're going to produce daily content that is not streamed. This will be the only place you can find it. We're going to play variety games. We're going to play community games or group games. Again, these will be things you won't see here on Twitch. So if you guys are interested in having us play things that are not Magic, maybe other TCGs, if we try to like maybe play some Pokemon or something along those lines, then that'll all be on the variety channel. Also, Joe Cherries is bringing over their everything content. So they have made a YouTube channel that was wildly successful for the few videos that they've posted, where there's like some side monitor content where they go over every single Pokemon move, every single Mario enemy. And those videos are like 3+ hours long. They're really fun and they did very well. So that's going to also be on the variety channel. Is that enough time for a Final Fantasy XI raid? Is that what you're playing now, HD? Hey, Misha, it's good to see you. I'm so excited for this new direction. Me too, Misha. All right, so let's ask some questions if you guys have any. And then the last thing I'll dive into is the perks of the channel and the different content, because there are so many different channels. It'll be very, very difficult for us to keep perks straight. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to toss them in the chat. Codes and Target Player, thank you for the subs, gifted and otherwise. We missed you. I missed you guys too. I'm back now. Pancakes or waffles? Waffles not close. All right, I don't see any questions yet. I'll kind of answer them as they pop into the chat. Let's talk perks. Patreon. We have lots of patron perks. They give you access to things like polls, signed tokens monthly, polls that are like determine what kind of content we make. Are you guys getting 24-hour content? So funny you should mention it. There is a chance, we're still working out the details, but we are thinking about celebrating the launch of this expansion with a streamathon where we actually will be live for, it's a normal subathon where, you know, based on hitting various goals will extend the timer. So it could be 10 hours or it could be 3 months of us being live around the clock. And the cool thing is that we are doing it in a team shift. So when one streamer does it, they typically sleep on stream, whereas we will have a rotating group of people. So it's like 2 at a time or, you know, 1, and we'll do shifts. And that could be really fun. Again, still working out the details, but I'm really hoping that that we can pull it together in time. And if we do, July 1st would be the time frame we're looking to do that. We'll be back from MagicCon Vegas, and yeah, hoping to have some really cool perks for you guys. We're gonna try to make like a big supporter thing where you guys can get your names like on a plaque in the studio. Again, we're trying to increase our studio space, and yeah. You haven't used Ko-fi. Is it like Patreon? It has. Ko-fi is really unique, which is what Decked Out is switching a good chunk of its stream support to. We still have Patreon, so the Patreon perks will be separate. Ko-fi has a store platform, sort of like Etsy, so you'll be able to purchase things from the store. And it also has donations like Stream Labs, so you'll be able to make donations to the stream and to goals like you have been in the past. And it also has a monthly supporter tier like Patreon, but that is not something we are utilizing because we still have Patreon. How's the Commander content been going now that you are 100 episodes in? Will you all ever do Commander on stream? Sorry, just trying to catch up on the changes. No, you're fine. That's why we're actually filming this. So we will be playing Spell Table here on the stream, but live content with the overhead camera and the full decked out setup is not logistically feasible. The cameras will overheat. The memory cards don't last that long. Yeah, like the episodes you see on Decked Out that are 45 minutes, typically butts and seats recording for over 3 hours. So that's just logistically not super feasible, but we'll be doing spell table games, and we're talking about trying to get together like board games that are live because they're shorter, so we could play like a game of Wingspan with the Decked Out setup, and that is like something we could do in 30 to 40 minutes. Alan, I will still go by Nerd Girl because like I still have my Twitter and my like Blue Sky, and on the show and on the team I still have a name, so I still will be going by Decked Out or by Nerd Girl, even though I'm streaming on the Decked Out platform. So similarly, like Josh Lee Kwai or Jimmy, right? They started a channel, and though the channel has a name, but they are still independently people. Now, the interesting thing about live content is what are we going to do when we're streaming at this, or when we're recording at the studio? We talked a little bit about that, where we could do streams like for the team of 4, not everybody is in every game. So the person who's not in a game could go and stream. But we also thought it would be really cool. We're building a stream setup at the studio, and we thought it would be really cool what if we just threw on the stream at the studio while we're filming. So like Airball usually sits in the computer anyway and like plays games and stuff while we're doing the thing. He's just there to help out with like ordering food or making sure the equipment doesn't overheat, that kind of stuff. So he could just play Arena and hang out with you guys while we're streaming in the room, right? And then during lunch breaks, we can all sit around the computer and hang out and have lunch, talk to you guys, answer questions. So some interesting things happening that I'm really excited about. Yes, Summer, we all have one name now. I don't know why, but my throat started bothering me like right when we started. A little bit of a sore throat. Okay, we were talking about perks. Yeah, Patreon perks is staying the same. So you'll have access to all of the Patreon Discord channels, and then polls and behind the scenes stuff at $5 or greater. And then obviously each tier has different perks along the way. Being a Twitch sub gets you access to the general supporter channel. So both patrons and subs will have access to community nights. This is like Jackbox games or Don't Starve, or I'm going to do Brawl battles weekly. There's going to be a special time period where you guys can come and challenge me in some Brawl. So that will be open invite to everybody in the supporter tier. I think that's it. There'll, of course, be normal perks for donations, just like stream stuff, where it's like you get X token or X, handwritten thank you card or something for other stuff, but that's all explained as we go. Pink hair dye for Veggie Decked Out. Currently, there's no plans for Veggie to dye his hair, but I mean, I'm sure he's open to it if you're willing to, you know, make a donation. He's currently editing our decked out early access Final Fantasy game that airs on Friday. Yeah, it'll air on the 30th. So next week we'll have 2 episodes. We'll have one on Monday and one on Friday, but then we'll skip the Monday episode. Okay, cool. Well, I think that is all of the updates I wanted to share with you guys. It doesn't look like you guys have any more questions. If you're signed up for our Patreon or are subbed here on Twitch, make sure you guys are joining that Discord server and linking your Twitch and Patreon because it gives you access to those special channels. Patron tokens are going out next week, so make sure you update your address if you haven't already done so. If you've moved in the last 2 months, or signed up in the last 2 months and didn't put in your address, make sure you guys do so I can send you guys the tokens. Is the Discord going to undergo a name change? So I still have my Discord, which I haven't quite figured out what we're doing yet, but Decked Out still has its own Discord that will stay the same. Any hardcore priest content planned? Yes, I'm planning on doing, I still have my goal of reaching max level in hardcore, so my stream time will look like that. Let me show, like, I'm just gonna quickly see if I can find it for you guys. Here is what, it's just a template. Oops. Open. Here is a template for what our weekly schedule is going to look like. It's a little hard to see with the, I can make this text box smaller. All right, so here is what we're, oh, come on now. Here's what we're hoping it's going to look like every single week, with some shifts, right? This was a rough draft. We haven't locked in any of the dates or anything yet, but Veggie will tentatively be doing variety on Sundays. I will be doing variety on Mondays into Airball playing chess, potentially with patrons or supporters. Arena drafts, deck brewing. So deck brewing is going to be a time frame on Wednesday. They'll start with deck techs for patrons and then go into brewing decks for the actual show, in which you guys can have fun actually including or changing the deck itself. We're going to allow you guys to potentially pick cards or pick commanders, which should be a good time that you guys will see on the main show. I'm going to be doing probably Thursday Brawl, and then team night every Thursday. This will be where just the team is playing stuff like Mario Party, Mario Kart. It'll always have at least 2 members of the team. It'll be a rotating cast. And so that will be a lot of fun. And then I'll probably be doing all day drafts on Friday. And then community day is where we will be hosting a bunch of things for you guys every Sunday. And that's where patrons and members can join us. Oh, Saretha, there was a donation. Thank you for trying out our Ko-fi. I appreciate it. So community day Saturdays, you guys will find Jackbox games, Don't Starve. It'll be things that you guys can get involved in. Maybe even like arena games or spell table games, or it'll get mixed up from week to week. You guys will always know on the schedule what it actually will be. And again, it'll always have a rotating cast of 2 members or more from us. And I'm hoping that I will have the schedule. This all officially kicks off on the 4th, because that's the Final Fantasy Early Access Day, and Misha's here until the 2nd recording. So then the 4th is when we're officially starting all of this, and I'll have that schedule out for you guys, I think, next week. But yeah, isn't this cute? Are you guys super excited? I'm super excited. But to answer your question about hardcore, yes, this will be designated. So when it says variety there, for me, and again, this is going to change. I think I'm actually going to be here a little bit more than what looks like now. We're all sort of focusing on what we are good at. I'm a streamer, whereas like Veggie's very good at TikToks and shorts, so he'll be focusing on that. He will be doing less streaming. So yeah, there will be on the schedule dedicated hardcore, dedicated Final Fantasy IX for however long I intend to do that. Oh yeah, Misha's still here. Yeah. So Misha is coming to visit next week, and we're going to be filming 5 games together, including cosplay. We're going to get a head jump on our Halloween episode and some other really cool things. C. Favorito, welcome. Thank you so much for the 31 months. I need to teach Joe how to stream. I know you're still here, my friend. In sometime this week, Joe's going to come on here and be a guest. I'm going to teach Joe how to like record through OBS and all of those things for the Vods channel. Should be a good time. All right, well, that is it for our little chat update here. Thank you all so much for being here and for having questions. I really do appreciate you. Do you feel that this consistent and varied viewing schedule will lead to higher viewership numbers? I really hope it does, because I would love to see content creators be able to be successful using a collaborative channel like this. I think overall it will lead to lower viewership for any given thing. However, the fun thing about it is that because we now have shorts, Decked Out will be more successful. Because we have Decked Out, I think the shorts will be more successful. Because we have a live stream, I think everything will be more successful. So it is a tough thing to answer. We don't know what it's going to look like. We know for sure we're taking a hit right out of the gate for every individual piece of content, but I think that overall it will make for stronger content that complements each other. So for example, Veggies shorts, they get a lot of views, but they don't make any money because the shorts bring you a lot of traffic. And if your traffic doesn't have any sort of long form video to go to, then you're not capitalizing on that traffic. You're not able to monetize. But now Veggie Shorts is bringing more views to the Decked Out episodes, which increases monetization. So even if the shorts themselves are getting less views, I think it will convert to more. Does that make sense? The other thing is I think it will end up being, even though we're doing daily shorts, daily VODs, daily variety, 4 episodes on the main channel, streaming minimum of 6 hours a day, every day, I think this will amount to less work for the entire team. So anyway, that's it. That's our update. I'll say goodbye for reals now and stop letting YouTube think I'm ending the video and not ending it. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. If you leave some comments down below, I will let you guys know. I will respond as best as I can over the next few weeks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next VOD. Bye!